Welcome back, fellow coders. Jared O'Leary here with BootUp. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can turn a sprite into a button for your interactive digital artifact. So, for example, I have a map of a part of the United States, and I want to turn this into different buttons. So I'm going to actually duplicate this. So I right-click and click Duplicate. And now I have two different maps, which you can actually see right here. Okay, so two different maps. Okay, so that's cool, but I want to actually make it so that I can see them in the same location. So I'm going to say go to 0, 0, which puts them in the exact same location. Okay, so now they're right on top of each other rather than like this. Okay, so 0, 0 makes it go to the center of the screen right here. Okay, so now I want to make it so that when I click on Wyoming, it's going to say Wyoming. And maybe when I click on Utah, it's going to say Utah. So I'm going to have different buttons for that. So to do that, I go into the Costumes tab for the thing that I want to be the Wyoming button. Helps me remember what the sprite actually is going to be. Okay, so I can use the different tools here to actually change this and make it so that I can edit it. Okay, so I'm going to go convert this to bitmap. And that kind of got rid of all the edges on here and gave me some different tools. And I'm going to say, I want to actually delete, I don't know, all of this stuff and delete all of this stuff and just have it so that this right here is my button for Wyoming. Okay, so this button, we can see if we click on the sprite, is right here, and I can actually drag this around. But I want it to be hidden, so I want it to be in the exact same location as this. So I go back to my code, and I'm going to say that to make sure that when the green flag is clicked, that we actually have it go to 0, 0, boop, which puts it right on top of the original sprite right here. Now, what's really important, however, is that we make sure that it's on top of the sprite. So we say go to the front layer, so that way it actually appears above it. Otherwise, we might have it so if we're trying to click on this button, we're actually clicking on this sprite because it's covering it, so it's on top of it. So we don't want that. Okay, so what I want to do is so that when I click the Wyoming button, it's going to say Wyoming! Exclamation point. Because the button's excited to say Wyoming. Okay, so we press the green flag, it goes to 0, 0, it goes to the front, and now when I click right here, boop, it says Wyoming. Awesome. Now I'm going to demonstrate this one more time really quick with Utah, like I mentioned. So I go to here, I duplicate, and I'm going to call this Utah button. And in my costumes, I'm going to switch it to bitmap mode. I'm going to get rid of all this other stuff I don't need in my button. And then I'm going to say when I click, I want to have it say Utah. Okay, now I'm going to intentionally add in a little bug here. Let me make this go to 0, 0. I'm going to move this. Here's the bug. Okay, so Utah, that's our button. But when I click it, nothing's happening. And the reason why is because when I moved this map, it's now on top of the Utah button. So that is why we have to make sure that when we press the green flag, we make sure that it goes to the front layer, and then it goes to the correct location, which is 0, 0. So now that I have this code, when I press the green flag, it's now got a Wyoming button and a Utah button. Cool? And you can't tell that just by looking at the map because it's hidden. Now, by the way, quick thing to point out. You could actually make it so that instead of just using the select button, I was using this to delete a bunch of things. But if you wanted to be very specific and erase only a certain part, you can use this little eraser tool, and then you can just draw over it, and you can be like, okay, I want it to actually just be this very specific, I don't know, circle of the map. And you just got to erase everything else around it. And then you have that very specific circle, whoops, which is right here on the map. Cool. So try these different erase and maybe even the fill buttons and the different tools to edit your map or your particular interactive digital artifact if you're not doing a map. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let us know something that you learned or created in the comments below. And make sure to subscribe, like, and check out the links in the description for even more free resources, such as videos, free lesson plans, and our podcast.